So student, as we have started discussion of class 10 economic chapter 1, that is development. So in our last class we have discussed on the topic national development, where we have seen that literacy rate, healthcare, life expectancy of individual, socio-economic development are some of the important parameters which we have considered when we talk about national development. Apart from that, also we have focused on the personal income, growth in income, removal of poverty, and socio-economic satisfaction of the people, and the participation of the society in democratic. So these are some of the common goal for the development of a nation. Now, when we are comparing different countries or state, at that time we have considered the average income, and that average income we have calculated by the total income of a country divided by its total population. Apart from that, we have discussed on public facility, which plays an important role in development. And if overall there is a pollution-free environment, unadulterated medicine, and proper sanitizing facility is there or is available out there in particular community or region, that particular community or region is much better in terms of development. So this all we have discussed in our last class. So in our today class we will discuss on the topic Human Development Report, and Human Development Report was initially been published by UNDP, that is United Nations Development Program, and it was basically recommended by Pakistani economist named Mahabub ul Haq in collaboration with Amartya Sen. And when this Human Development Report compare different countries, it is based on three criteria, that is living standard, health status, and education level of the people. So now let us continue. Human Development Report has been published by UNDP, compares country based on three basic parameter. What are that three basic parameter? The first one is your living standard, that is per capita income. Second one is your health status, that is life expectancy of individual. Third one is your educational level of the people, that is literacy rate and enrollment ratio. So in 2010, inequality adjusted human development index was given, that is IHDI. Again, this IHDI has focus on three standards. What are that three standards? First one is a decent standard of living, that is gross national income per capita, that is GNI, or we can say purchasing power parity, that is PPP in terms of US dollar. Second one, we have education index, where we talk about mean year of schooling and expected year of schooling. Finally, we have long and healthy life, that is life expectancy at birth is been given important. Now you just go through this table 1.6. Out here you will see a small country like Sri Lanka is much ahead of than our country India in every respect, as our country India being a big country ranked to the lowest. So in this table only in 1.6 you can see Nepal and Bangladesh are having low per capita income as compared to our country India, but yet they are better than India in terms of life expectancy. So to calculate SDI, many new improvement was been suggested, many new component was issued to calculate SDI. So what is done to calculate SDI is we will take a geometric mean of all the three factor, that is life expectancy, education and income index, that is per capita income. So we take all these three factor to calculate the HDI. Now India occupies 130th rank in SDR in 2018. The Human Development Index, that is HDI, had consisted of public health, education, poverty level, inequality and environmental aspect to measure human development. So finally we will move on to our next topic, that is sustainability of development. When we talk about sustainability of development, we say that we have not inherited the world from our forefather, rather we have borrowed it from our children. That means we need to preserve or conserve the resources so that they can be used for the future generation to come. That means we must use that much resources, how much is been required. We should not waste the resources so that our upcoming generation can use the resources. And that is what we talk about the concept of sustainability of development. Here the example is been given of groundwater. As we all know that groundwater is one of the renewable resources and it can be replenished by nature, such as by rain. But if we use this more than what is being replenished by rain, it means that we are overusing the resources and we are wasting it. And if this goes on, then what will happen is that our upcoming generation will suffer as due to the shortage of groundwater. However, there are certain resources which are available in a fixed stock, that is the non-renewable resources. That means the resources, once they are being used, they cannot be replenished. That means once used, they have been gone forever. For example, if we talk about oil and petroleum, they are the non-renewable resources. Once these resources are being used, they cannot be replenished. So what we need to do is that we need to have a generous use of it and must be intelligently use these resources which are non-renewable resources, because we have a fixed stock of it. So this is what we talk about the sustainability of development. So with this we cover our first chapter of economic, that is development. So we will further cover our next chapter in the next video. So till then, take care. Thank you.